Oh, great.
This is my dream. This kind of
The sound levels are fine. They're not on a microphone. We can hear them if you listen closely.
Turn that light back on. What's up?
I forget which one was the bottom.
What are you trying to turn the volume?
This needs to be adjusted.
Okay, so this is the mic.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So it's the white one. That's all I need to know.
You can choose. I give up.
Yeah, I didn't put it in here. Next time we're talking about the public client. We can put it on like maybe in bulk, maybe in bulk, and put it right here. Welcome.
Well, here. You can do it right in here. Unless you want to recognize.
There's Richard Klein.
Chairman of the board.
The Community Inc. Parent organization of TLCI. Okay, all right.
Tap it on the shoulder, you can crack this up.
Okay. So when I tap you on the shoulder, it's because manager gave me the signal because they're ready to go. See how all this works? Get it? No, not yet.
I get it.
All right, good morning. Welcome, parents, guardians, graduates, advisors, guests, family, and everyone watching the ceremony being streamed worldwide by Village Connector Media. I'm Manfred Smith, Principal Director of the Learning Community International, and welcome to our 2015 graduation celebration honoring these fine young accomplished men and women. TLCI has students enrolled in about a dozen nations at the moment, and we welcome our families watching this ceremony on their electronic device of their choice. Since we have about 6 different ways to show. I especially want to recognize 2 people. One, Richard Klein, who is with us back there. Richard Klein is the chairman of the board of directors of the Community Inc. The Community Inc. is the parent organization. You can't hear me? All right, they cannot hear me. I'll talk louder. Of the Community Inc., which is the parent organization of the learning community. I also want to recognize John Gim, who is watching this ceremony from Seoul, Korea. John, hello, John. John is Associate Director of TLCI Korea and has been with TLCI since 2010, providing a wide variety of instructional and supervisory services to our enrolled students in Korea. Welcome, John. The mission of the learning community since its inception in 1984 has been empowering students to realize their highest potential. Empowerment, increasing the capacity of individuals to make choices and to transform those choices into desired outcomes, has been TLCI's mission for over 31 years now. To share her perspective about the benefits of TLCI's unique educational program is Executive Director Nancy DeLuca-Stempel. Nancy began her journey with TLCI 27 years ago, first as an enrolled family herself with her own children. She's been an advisor to hundreds of families since then, at one time the high school director, and for the last decade, executive director responsible for TLCI's international and domestic program, and also my longtime friend. Nancy.
And it's been so long, I need these now. Good morning, friends, families, students, and 2015 TLCI graduates. As Manfred mentioned, TLCI has been empowering students for over 30 years. Manfred and TLCI co-founder Barbara Klein were clearly part of a movement of alternative thinkers, pioneers, if you will. Pioneer is defined as a groundbreaker, a trailblazer. Most notably in the US are the pioneers who crossed the plains and the mountains of the western United States in the 1800s in search of freedom and opportunity. Well, lucky me, I ran smack dab into a pioneer who I'm proud to call my friend, Manfred Smith. While Manfred was in college majoring in education, he was attracted to the new school movement. Many people were disenchanted with social institutions during the 1960s. The new school movement thought was to allow parents to choose for their children and let them learn at their own pace. Manfred embraced this concept and the concept of individual empowerment through supported child-led learning. He graduated college with a teaching degree and eventually married and started a family. While teaching in the public school system, he was a trailblazer, an innovator, and a trendsetter, changing the format of a traditional classroom into a laboratory of student exploration that fostered logical thinking in an interesting and fun and sometimes a kind of risky sort of way. Although some of his strategies and tactics raised a few eyebrows, Manfred took that pioneer spirit into his classroom, winning the honor Teacher of the Year on several occasions. He didn't stop there. Subsequently, the pioneer within called him to blaze yet another trail. He himself wanted the freedom to make the choice to educate his own children. At that time, it was against the law. Another definition of a pioneer is one who forges new paths that greatly help themselves as well as greatly affect others. That's worth repeating. A pioneer is one who forges new paths that greatly help themselves as well as greatly affect others. In the pioneer spirit, Manfred championed homeschooling in Maryland by establishing the first Maryland Homeschool Association. He supported parents' choices and testified in court cases, and he became a key player in drafting the Maryland homeschool bylaws. Now, most of you might not remember, but all of this was a much debated topic. It was a very heated and controversial issue across the country among teachers, parents, colleges, and lawmakers. In some cases, women were jailed and children removed from their homes. All the while, as Manfred was speaking out on both radio and television, he was showing up and teaching at Tacoma Park Middle School. You can imagine, he was a walking controversy. As you all know, homeschooling is now legal in every state in the United States. All this trailblazing and innovation led to the crossing of paths of Manfred and like-minded Barbara Nichols Klein. Groundbreaking events took place, and in 1984, they co-founded the Learning Community Private School Without Walls, where students could use the whole world as their classroom, following their interests and innate talents and gifts. Even though TLCI has been around for 30 years, it is still very new and considered a non-traditional way of learning. So in effect, all of you are already a kind of pioneer. The moment we decide to begin the journey to cross a great plain of uncertainty is the moment we all become pioneers. Congratulations, and the best of luck as you embark on the next leg of your pioneering journey. TLCI partners with educational and business professionals. Our guest speaker today is one of my favorite business professionals. It is my pleasure to introduce Glenn Garms. Glenn is the founder of Village Connector Media, the People's Prosperity Network. Glenn's mission is to use internet television and radio to deliver personal development content worldwide. His goal is to help people invest in themselves and to work with others who are doing the same. So you can understand why Glenn is also a member of TLCI's advisory board. Without further ado, Mr. Glenn Garms.
Am I supposed to read your speech?
No, don't.
Well, Manfred Smith, Nancy Stemple, supporters of TLCI, staff, parents, and of course, graduates. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to address you once again at this very important and very significant occasion. As I thought today about what I would share with you, I found myself wanting, because I know that you already know everything you need to be successful in what you choose to make your life. Now that sounds kind of crazy because you're just graduating from high school and you're on your way to bigger and better things. How could it be that you already have everything that you need to do that? Well, you have the TLCI education experience, or actually learning experience. You see, you're graduating today from the high school level of education. I call that, actually, I guess, what you would call essentially the high school level of enlightenment. Eventually, you'll move on to bigger and better things. But here's my point. What you really are doing is following some guidelines that were put in place through your educational experience at TLCI that allow you to already be in the process of engaging in self-awareness and self-education. There's a big difference between academic pursuits and self-education. The truth is that when your academic pursuits are finished, that's when the learning will really begin. And so for you, you've already started that path because you've participated in selecting the things that interest you and coming up with a way to pursue the accumulation of the knowledge necessary to pursue those things. We call that life. So when I tell you that you already have what you need to be successful in life, I mean it. So I want you to understand that I'm not going to stand up here and tell you a whole bunch of things that you don't already know. Actually, I was hoping that I'd get you all to stand up and tell me some things, but I knew that would freak you out. So the truth is, I was actually going to come up here with my cell phone and text you this presentation because I knew that because of who I'm talking to, that would be the best way for you to receive it, but we're going to do it the old-fashioned way today. So I want you to understand, I'm sincere when I tell you that self-awareness and self-education is the key to creating the lifestyle that you deserve and that you're worthy of, and that's worthy of you. So when you go out into the world now and you do whatever it is that you have planned to do following graduation, whether it's college, whether it's business, whatever it might be, know that it is your choice and that you are equipped to make that choice and to follow through and make it what you want it to be. you have the power and the knowledge of a system we call self-education. And that is the key to your creating the lifestyle you deserve. Now, that's all you really need to know. And so I don't need to extend my remarks much beyond that, but I want to prepare you for one other thing that you're going to experience. You see, you're about to encounter other people in the world and other students that are not equipped with a TLCI education experience. And what you're going to find is something that will be relatively unique to you, which is you're going to see some people that are fearful. They have self-doubt. They don't understand what their capabilities are the way that you do. And that's going to be shocking to you because you haven't had a chance or a need to associate with people that come from that background very much. So what I'd like to do is to help to prepare you for that experience. And in the process of preparing you for that experience, I'm actually going to be helping you to help them get over that. So I want to talk just briefly about your relationship with fear. And when I say your relationship with fear, I'm actually talking about their relationship with fear because I know that everybody here is fearless, bold, and courageous because of self-education and self-awareness. So what I'm basically doing here right now is giving you some information on how you can be helpful to these other people out here. So let me talk with you about what most people need to know about fear. Most of us have an unhealthy relationship with fear. We see fear as a negative thing because we've been taught that fear usually means that something's wrong, something's not right. But I learned a long time ago to change my attitude and my relationship with fear to make it my friend, not my foe. So as you encounter these folks out in the real world, whether they be students with other educational institutions that you attend or people in your work life or social life, this is what I'd like for you to tell them. Tell them that fear is something that they should use as a tool. It's not something that they should be concerned about. It's like a dashboard indicator in your car. It's designed to let you know that it's time for you to learn something new. Now, why do I say that? Do you remember the first time you rode a bicycle? Most of us have, if you've ridden a bicycle, it was kind of a terrifying experience the first time. Regardless of whether it was riding a bicycle, a skateboard, roller skating, whatever it is, if you've done something for the first time, your first experience of that was probably a little bit traumatic. So what I'm saying to you is that once you learned how to do that thing, the trauma went away. The fear went away. It became second nature for you to do that. And you never thought about it again. So if you understand that once you become competent at pursuing something, whatever that may be, there's no longer a reason or a need to be fearful. So fear equals time to learn. Fear equals time to learn. So unless you have no desire to learn, you have no reason to fear. So the next time you're talking with someone that's in a fearful mode, tell them to get ready to learn something. Tell them to get ready to learn how to be self-aware and self-educated because you're not going to be able to run back to a classroom every time you need to learn something new in your life. So help prepare some of your colleagues and your classmates and your contemporaries and your coworkers because they're not going to understand the process of self-education the way that you do. TLCI is a very special place, a very special learning experience, and you are all very special people for having gone through this education process and successfully turned it to your advantage. So as you go out into the world, be less concerned about whether you're prepared. Be more concerned about how you can help others to be prepared. So again, I want to thank you for having me here today. I wish all of you the best of luck, and I know you don't need luck. All you need is an opportunity to shine, and you will clearly have that as you pursue your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenn, for your inspiration and wise counsel. And thank you for being a vital partner to TLCI, bringing such great value to our school and to our families. Through generous donations by families like yourselves and business partnerships, TLCI awards several scholarships. Named for Barbara Klein, the co-founder of TLCI and principal director until her untimely death in 2005, the awards include a $500 stipend paid directly to the recipient that he or she can use for college, travel, or any other worthy purpose. This year's Barbara Nichols Klein recipients are, and please stand when recognized so everybody can give you a hand, Devin Brent, the future scholarship recipient. Sanjna Siranth, Arts Scholarship recipient. Safa Hira, a Merit Scholarship recipient. Now, Nathaniel Acharya, he is not here, he's in Nepal, but you're going to hear him a little bit later on. He's a recipient of the Independent Learner Award. And hopefully he's watching the internet, of course. He suffered through that earthquake, so maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Hopefully he is. And last but not least, we also have a future scholarship runner-up, Frederick Goff. Thank you, thank you. When I graduated from high school in that was 1966. Yes, a whole century ago. Think about that. There were only a few directions, a few paths that a young man or woman could take at the time. You go to work, usually in an office or in a store, join the military, or go to college, which an increasing number of people began to do. Today, on the other hand, we live in a rapidly expanding global economy that requires individuals who are far more than the sum of their schooling. There is a high demand for men and women who can think critically, who can tackle complex challenges, and who can communicate effectively. Especially in demand are those who know how to do things, to make things happen. Self-starters who can build things from the ground up. Leaders who know how to take initiative and get things done. And especially individuals who are very comfortable with rapid change, because we certainly live in an age of accelerating change. In short, the world is looking for young men and women just like our graduates today. Now, at most school graduations, it's the adults doing all the talking, punctuated perhaps with one valedictorian giving a speech to an audience of silent students. It's been our tradition at the learning community since the inception of our first graduations, which I think goes back to, 1987, I think was our first actual graduation, that every graduate is a valedictorian who shares their learning journey in pursuit of their goals and plans for their future. So at this time, I'm going to start calling up our graduates who will share their story with you, beginning with Devin Brent.
Hello, my name is Devin Brent. It has been said that sometimes when you lose your way, you find yourself. Today, I find myself as a proud graduate of TLCI. 6 years ago, things were different. It became obvious to me that traditional schooling was just not for me. I needed to find a different way to learn and discover my own talents. I went to a wilderness program in Georgia where I spent 8 weeks in the Blue Ridge Mountains, hiking and camping in snow, sleet, and rain. At first I hated it, but I came to love the adventure and challenge of connecting with nature and self-discovery. From there, I went on to a boarding school in South Carolina. Cherokee Creek is a small school with educational values of self-discovery similar to TLCI. There, we worked at our own pace on individualized programs. This worked for me, and I began to view education differently. TLCI has helped me develop skills that I feel matter to me in my future. I taught myself engineering, and I created a paintball gun modification that has been duplicated by the company that created it, and the gun is being sold online. I also learned the hard way the importance of patenting an invention before sharing it with others. I am grateful I found the school that worked for me. I have loved TLCI in every way, and I am grateful I have found it. I am also very grateful to be the recipient of the Barbara Nichols Klein Futures Memorial Scholarship Award. It is an honor, and I plan to use the scholarship fund for materials for my next project, which is already underway. I want to thank my family, my teachers, my advisor, Maria Wilder, and my tutor, Dana Schilling, who is watching on Skype. She could not be here today. I will attend Montgomery College in the fall, and then I will transfer to the University of Maryland to study business or engineering. I'm excited about what the future holds. Thank you.
Hey, Pam, want to take a photograph? Please? Or can do that too?
You can take it from there.
Thank you. Congratulations. Frederick Goff.
That's me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fred. Over the years, I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to be when I grew up. However, through my studies, I have developed certain skills and interests I now plan to pursue in college. I have 3 skills I plan to pursue, and I have a story to tell about each. The first is juggling. As I grew up, my family and I discovered that I had vision problems. One of them involved tracking. To help with this, I learned juggling. It was tricky to learn juggling at first, but gradually I became better at it through practice. I have done many juggling tricks, and I take pride in telling you I can now juggle 5 balls. And my second skill is drawing cartoons. I use cartoons as notes to help me remember topics in history and science and words and vocabulary. I have gotten a lot of inspiration for cartoon characters from my notes and enjoy developing my sense of humor. Finally, my third skill is math. I am very good at math because, well, I have a natural talent at math. I find some topics in math to be useful for game designing, which is one of my ideas of what to do in college. In college, I aim to achieve one of 3 goals, or a combination of the 3. I will become either a comedian with my juggling and humor skills, a cartoonist with my drawing and humor skills, or a game designer with my math and cartoon skills, which could also include some humor. Before I finish, I would like to thank my mother out there, who helped me get through my struggles in studying, and my father, somewhere out there too, who gave me assistance with math and inspiration for my humor skills. Finally, I would like to give thanks to my older brother Steven, who's also out there, for accompanying me on my life's journey and for serving as an example of what to expect in college. I plan to attend Howard Community College in the fall. I would also like to thank TLCI for awarding me the Barbara Nichols Klein Memorial Futures Scholarship Runner-Up Award, which I expect to use for my college education. And thank you very much.
Safa here.
I was anxious to start the coming school year as a first grader when my parents told me about independent learning. I was fascinated hearing about independent learning. It was an option I never knew existed. However, when my parents asked me if I wanted to learn independently, I was not too keen on it. It was not how I expected to start my first grade year. I wanted to learn in a public school environment among my friends. After a whole lot of convincing, I agreed to at least try it. Today, I can't imagine educating myself any other way. My name is Safahira, and I have attended TLCI since 2004. TLCI has taught me learning is a lifestyle, and since then, a whole new world of education opened in front of me. Anything my family and I did became a life and school lesson, whether it was trips to a museum, the home of historic icon, or even a quick trip to the grocery store. We would dedicate time to learning. I had the opportunity to pursue some of my academic interests at Howard Community College while in high school. I enjoyed studying Arabic for a couple of years, then I started taking general academic courses such as math, English, and science. I was glad to get a head start on my college courses. I plan to transfer to Howard Community College in the fall and then transfer to a four-year university to study law and political science. Thank you to TLCI for honoring me with the Barbara Nichols Klein Memorial Merit Scholarship for Academic Excellence. I plan to use the award towards books and supplies for next semester. I would like to thank TLCI and my awesome advisor, Miss Wendy, for helping me get here. I would like to thank my entire family and all my friends for the endless support they have given me. Last and most importantly, I want to thank my parents for guiding me and mentoring me to where I am today. Thank you.
Next is Joseph Hutton, and in place of Joseph, who could not be here today, is Maria Wilder, who will represent Joseph.
So I know you all have a good imagination. Why don't you take a look in your program and look at that wonderful face of that young man whose words I'm going to speak. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here. He really took ill, and a very early phone call from a sad mom is what I got this morning. I've had the privilege of working with them for the last several years. So it's my honor to, with the speech that Sarah helped him with, give you his words. Hi, my name is Joey Hutton. I live in White Marsh, Maryland, and I have attended the Learning Community International since 7th grade. I was hesitant about the change, but with encouragement of my family and friends, I have grown to feel secure and welcome at TLCI. I've learned many things while studying with TLCI. Most importantly, I have learned how to overcome my weaknesses and to grow from them. I was able to enjoy what I was learning about things such as the computer, playing piano, and I also had an internship working with my father in our family business as a plumber's helper. I want to thank my family for supporting me throughout my learning experience, and I also want to thank my advisor, Maria Wilder, for her guidance and support to accomplish my goal to finish high school. After graduation, I'm looking forward to continue working with my father in my family's plumbing business. And I also will add that he's also become a very good dog trainer of his brand new puppy. So thank you.
Sita Joshi.
Hi, my name is Sita. I was born in India. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I was adopted when I was 4 years old. My family then went to California when I was 5. I now moved to Maryland when I was 9, and I have an awesome sister and a cute little puppy. And my friends would tell you about me that I'm a good-hearted person, very energetic and funny, and sometimes a bit silly. I really care for my friends, and my strong quality is making new friends, because I like to talk a lot. My educational journey has taken me many turns. In California, I went to a private school. I struggled with reading, but I persisted and did not give up. I did not enjoy public school as I thought I would when I moved to Maryland, but then I found TLCI, and I have enjoyed it very much, and I came here for my 12th grade, so enjoyed it. When I came to Maryland, I was very freaked out by how the school system was and things, but I kept on trying, and then it was okay. And Maria Wilder, she's an awesome person, wherever she is. She helped me a lot to get through all my struggles. My goal is to become a wedding planner. In college, I want to become a business major, and I also want to major in Indian studies. I want to learn all the languages of India before I die. That's a lot, by the way. That's a lot. I worked with my teacher, Peace, on planning her wedding with Bill. I'm very happy for them over there. In my next phase in my journey, I want to make myself more of a mature person than I already am right now. But yeah, I want to thank the following people: my father, Susan, Norm, Orion, my bestie in the whole entire world, and my sister. Thank you.
Next is Karina Kelly.
I am Karina Kelly, and I am about to take you on a journey of my high school experience. I originally was determined to attend public high school. I actually did for a few months, to attend a few months in my 9th grade year in the local public high school, but my health quickly forced me to attend a less stressful school environment. I transferred to TLCI, where I was able to recover and overcome the illness that had burdened me for so many years. I began to love my new school environment. I no longer had to wake up at 6:30 every morning to attend an 8-hour school day. My teachers were always patient to accommodate my health needs. I was able to focus on what I wanted to do and confirmed I wanted to make photography my career. I was also able to create my own website to display my photography. I also enjoyed getting involved with RuneScape, a fantasy massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Yes, I'm a geek. I worked hard to master the game and held major game positions along the way. I was one of the first and the youngest global moderators for a RuneScape private server named Interbellum. I also held a short-term position as a co-owner for another RuneScape private server that sadly shut down. Through these 4 years, I have learned so many things, and believe it or not, I will actually kind of miss high school. Believe it or not. Looking back, I realized that the constant encouragement from my teachers and family to pursue my hobbies and try new things was a reason to keep going strong and not give up. I will always be thankful to my parents and teachers for providing me with the support I needed to overcome my burdens, and will remember these 4 years for a long time to come.
Yeah. Dakota Ruby.
How are you guys doing today? Well, I'd hope so, being it's a graduation ceremony and all. All right, so introductions. I'm Dakota Ruby, a TLCI student of 2 years. I joined TLCI because I needed an education system that really allowed me to explore my interests and really actually engaged me in the content that I was learning. Luckily, TLCI was an option that I came to find and gladly exploit. Thanks to the amazing Maria Wilder, wherever she is, we quickly developed a game plan and got on rolling with that, and yeah. Sorry if this is a little informal, but as for some of the interests or things that I went into, ranging from art to voice acting and story writing and a bunch of different things. I even did some things that, now that I think about it, are kind of things I don't think I would actually do. Like, I actually trained and helped out with taking care of horses on a farm at one point, as well as on a podcast, as some might know. And as for where I'm going with this, or going into the future more specifically, I honestly don't know. I'm starting college. Oh, my literal math class actually starts tomorrow. No pressure. Yeah, so into the fire we go. But I'm just kind of keeping an open mind about it, honestly. I know what my interests are, I know what I'm good at, and I know what I might want to do, but if something I find along the way is better suited for me or works out, then hey, awesome. In closing, I'd like to thank my mother for her overwhelming support during this whole entire process. My dad for always being there, no matter what. My friends Olivia and Tammy for sharing their experiences and with their own experiences with TLCI and making sure we don't lose our minds. Also, I'd like to thank my tutor, Miss Michael, who isn't here, but for getting me through math and writing fairly smoothly. And, oh, of course, Miss Maria for, of course, being the fabulous and amazing person she is. And, oh yeah, for TLCI, for existing.
Sanjna, welcome.
I know my name is and I reckon. Food energies.
Start here.
I know my name is Sanjanas. Yet I was gone and was and left in California where I started my own school journey in 2006 in third grade. My parents took this path mainly because of my food allergies and learning difficulties in reading and math. I joined the TLCI in 2011. Now I live in Bangalore, India. I enjoy traveling with my family to my places in India, Europe, Canada, Hawaii, Mexico, Singapore, Indonesia, and Thailand. Guess for me is that I finished high school. I have done this by watching God and learning on my subjects and art. I enjoyed learning 9 especially at 9. My biggest struggle was math, which was very hard for me, but I understood the concepts slowly and didn't know at that time. Mathematics speaking was a very exciting class for me because I could meet a lot of kids my age. I prepared myself for this day in addition to my studies. I started a career in art in this field. I finished the art exhibition on the painting of the World Economic Forum. This money for the charity and created my own website to display my paintings. In my free time, I've tried many new things such as music, cooking, horseback riding, badminton, swimming, and dancing. I have gone paragliding down the mountains in Himachal, India once sometime. Don't like to try other adventures such as parasailing. In 2014, I received the International Diana Award, which was a very exciting moment for me because this was given for being a role model in my community. However, the achievement that I'm most proud of is how my mom and I have loved each other throughout the years. My goal is to study art in college and have more art exhibitions in the future. I want to thank many people who have helped me along the way. My Amma, Appa, and my sister Rito, my family teachers, and friends at Bangalore International School, Nanjananik, and Brandon, Apisera, Vaishali, and Madrid. Most of all, a big thanks to Marriott and TLCI for guiding me and my family on this. Yes. Also, I can't thank TLCI enough for me the Barbara Nikon's kanan art yon not give scholarship award. I'm planning to use the money towards sending my own art studio by end of this year. Thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well, we also have some other graduates who cannot be here because they're in different countries, but they are here. So if we can attract the attention over to the screen, we're going to get that going in a moment, so that you can hear what they have to say. While we're waiting for that, I'll just give you a quick, for folks not that familiar with us. Besides having individuals enrolled, we also work with learning centers, Indonesia, different Egypt, and so on. You'll see some of that where some of our students are. So we function at a lot of different levels across the globe.
Ready?
I am ready if you're ready.
Hello, I'm Nanacharya. I live in Kathmandu, Nepal. On the 25th of April, I had a speech written. Hello, I'm Nanacharya. I live in Kathmandu, Nepal. On the 25th of April, I had a speech written. This is more or less the same, but my experiences here in Nepal have changed on April 25th by the devastating earthquake that killed nearly 8,000 people. I've been going out to do relief work with my parents to help those less fortunate than I. It has been challenging, however, to keep up with my studies and take exams. However, I lived in a very different Nepal for 5 years before the earthquake. During that time, I've trekked on windswept mountaintops and ridden elephants through the jungle. I've learned about geography, geology, the environment, archaeology, biology, anthropology, and history. I've made connections to ages past, influenced by the feudalistic, ritualistic culture that surrounds me. For example, I've dissected goats for biology class, while also learning how traditional people conduct rituals. As a result, I've developed a love for medieval history, particularly the European Middle Ages. I've also spent hours and hours working on creative writing, inspired by my setting and studies. For the last 2 years, I've been dual enrolled in an international baccalaureate program here in Nepal. But my studies didn't begin in Nepal. In Maryland, when I was in public school, I hated writing because I have dysgraphia, a disability that makes it extremely difficult to write by hand. I came to TLCI in 6th grade and began to do my work on a computer. My interest in writing skyrocketed. Since then, not only have I written many short stories and papers, but I've also published in Nepal's national newspaper. I'm proud of the way I overcame the challenge of being a person who hated writing to becoming a person who writes for fun and learning. I plan to take a gap year teaching English in a local Nepali school and pursuing projects in writing and traditional swordsmithing. I also plan to help with relief work. After that, I plan to go to college in the U.S. to study creative writing and medieval history. My goal is to become a writer and possibly get a graduate degree in history. I know that my opportunities have changed me, and in many ways I've grown intellectually and emotionally. I'm really grateful for my experiences. Thank you to my family, my teachers, and my advisor, Maria Wilder, and also to TLCI for giving me the John Holt Independent Learner Scholarship Award. Thank you. I would also like to thank those who helped my country begin to recover from this terrible quake.
Oh, we can play. Can we play games?
I'm used to maps. I'm not a PC person. All right, I got this.
Hello, my name is Chesok. I am speaking to you from Seoul, South Korea. Since I began 9th grade, I kept reminding myself about becoming an adult. I had fears and excitement about the upcoming future that I had to face. I was serious about my studies and took advanced courses in European history, art history, statistics, and the flow paradigm. Ever since I was 6 years old, I have been drawing and painting, and I was frequently involved in art exhibitions. I also participated in scholastic art and writing competitions for 4 years. In the year 2013, I achieved so many things with my art. Most notably, I won the National Silver Award for the Scholastic Arts and Writing Competition and won the Best Award for the KSCI Art Competition. Over the years, I have made many art pieces, and I kept all of them. So, in my junior year, with the help of my parents and website master, I made my own website called Art Since 6 to display my art. I also help other artists to share their art pieces through my website. Building the website has inspired me, and I wish I could open a space where people can share their artistic views. As I progressed with my academic and art career, I wanted to know more about how drawing developed over the centuries and around the world. I am surprised that my lifelong interest became a stepping stone to what I would like to learn more about the future. I plan to study art history and business in the university. Aside from those academic goals, I want to keep drawing and managing my website. I would like to thank my mom and dad for helping me and supporting me to become an adult, Mr. Min for introducing me to TLCI and inspiring me academically, and many other people who have helped me to get here. Thank you.
Здравствуйте, Guten Morgen, Sabah al-Khair and Bonjour. My name is Elena. I came from Russia and I'm studying at the American School in Egypt. Studying with TLCI at the same time has given me the opportunity that not many students get. I began my education in a small group of people, most of whom were my age. I can say that this was the best time in my education. We even wrote and filmed our own movie. When I became older and moved into high school, I had a private education. This gave me the best opportunity to learn as much as possible, but I'm not saying I had no fun. The best thing about TLCI is that I was encouraged to plan what I wanted to study. This made me very interested and motivated in what I was doing. I never had to force myself to learn something. Throughout the process, I have studied a wide range of subjects, which made me consider many career possibilities. From astronaut to astronomer, from doctor to psychiatrist, from photographer and designer, from paleontologist to anthropologist, but never a chemist, never a mathematician. As I reached the end of my high school journey, I thought about my strengths and opportunities. I also looked at multicultural background and decided to study languages for translation and interpretation. This gave me the best opportunity to fulfill my dreams of traveling, meeting new people, and understanding their cultures. Thank you very much to my family, teachers, and Sally especially, for providing me the support to be myself, to be an individual, and to be inspired. До свидания, чус, маsalama, and au revoir.
I am surprised that my lifelong interest became a stepping stone to what I would like to learn more about the future. I plan to study art history and business in the university. Aside from those academic goals, I want to keep drawing and managing my website. I would like to thank my mom and dad for helping me and supporting me to become an adult, Mr. Min for introducing me to TLCI and inspiring me academically, and many other people who have helped me to get here. Thank you.
Well, that concludes our talks from our graduates, but we're not quite done yet. As you can see, just listening to you all speak here today, there's a dramatic range of interests and skills, from engineering to art to music, all the various academic skills, and the fact that everyone here has pretty clear goals of what they're going to do. So that's really exciting. And it's one of the most exciting things we do here is actually to listen to you all speak, actually. I think you could probably get a sense now that TLCI is not just another school. Really, it's a way of learning. It's a way of life. It is truly an educational alternative. Thank you, graduates, for sharing your stories and your futures and your goals with us today. Now, our graduates, as you can see, do not wear gowns, caps, or other symbols of traditional schooling because, well, TLCI is not a traditional educational institution. We present no pins or ribbons or other superficial frills that will disappear into a drawer, never to be seen again. So our goal for over 31 years has and always will be a commitment to providing the highest quality service, education, and value to our families. To that end, TLCI's gift to our graduates today is a physical symbol of our commitment to quality and value. As a reminder of your graduation and in honor of your commitment to yourself and your future, TLCI presents you with the 2015 minted U.S. silver dollar. Now, there will be many challenges and bumps in the road for you all, but the future welcomes you with open arms, and my wish for you today is to forge a life that is worthy of you. Because in the end, you will not regret that you've made your own choices and decisions, nor will you regret the great things that you've done or accomplished. But you will regret the choices and opportunities you let slip by. So don't let any slip by. Best wishes for you for a successful future and a happy life. And may this gift remind each of you to make the hard choices in your journey as you go through life. So let's give a round of applause to our graduates one more time. I think this time Nancy has a few things to still say. So, see, adults do talk a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. For me, graduation is always my favorite time of the year. Your stories truly inspire me. I just want to leave you with a few parting words. It's kind of in the mood of Glenn, that graduation is only a concept. It really, in real life, every day you graduate. Graduation is a process that goes on until the last day of your life. If you can grasp that, you can really make a difference. And I'd also like to do a few thank yous here. First, I'd like to thank Maria Wilder and her student team, Nolan Garms and Sita Joshi, as well as Anil, Sita's father, for assisting and creating such a nice mood here today, all the decorations and wonderful refreshments. And I want to thank Sarah Sagalo for working with our graduates and all the photography. And thank you to Glenn Guards for speaking, and as well as being the tech team and making it possible, especially for our international students to be with us and families to be with us today. And I also want to thank all the members of our team, the advisors, the tutors, the teachers, the specialists, and the business professionals. They share their expertise and our passion for empowerment. They're committed, experienced, working directly with our students and families. I also want to recognize the pioneering parents for the courage to take that road less traveled. And for the grandparents and family and friends who've been part of this adventure, thank you. And finally, to our guest of honor, our graduates, thank you. Because without you, TLCI would just be kind of an interesting idea. We would never know if it ever did all the things we claimed if you did not embrace this adventure. So thank you for investing in yourselves and sharing your journey with us. So, at the conclusion of the ceremony, the graduates will please come and stand in front of this beautiful sign for a group school photo. And then afterwards, the parents could come up and feel free to take pictures here or anywhere else, and then also join us for refreshments. So before that, we'd like all the graduates to stand and turn to your family and friends, and we can give them one last round of applause. Okay. So if you all move in front of here, should we move this out of the way or leave this here?
I think we'll leave it.
Sarah, are you going to take the photo?
Yeah, she will.
Okay.
So let's get tied together so that you can tie together. You can hold those if you want. We get tied together, that way we get everybody in. You can stand on this side, I'll stand on the other side.
Okay. In front here. How about the guys in the back? Do you want to organize, Sarah?
Yeah, you organize.
Forward, you stand behind.
There we go.
Short in front.
There we go. We need to crunch.
From here, you need to tighten up so Manfred's more on the side.
Oh,
Nancy, too. Y'all are
Is that pretty good?
Devin, kind of do a sideways, sweetie. There you go. There you go. That way.
Okay, I'm gonna stand and take mine, and then you guys can stand up and get in the middle, okay?
That way the flash will give us a good picture.
Okay, everybody smiling? Yep, looking at me, not at your parents this time. Okay? There you go. Okay, one more time. Okay, I think we got some good ones.
All right.
Okay?
Go back, sweetie.
One more.
Everybody else, there you go. It's not anyone else.
Will you get up and go take your picture, girl? Don't be shy.
Just keep looking down the center, and then the parents will get the shot signals.
Oh. On 5 seconds. Some of us are hungry. All right, I think we've got it. First ones at the table, so go on back.
Maria wants a picture of you guys.
Oh, my
Devin. All the best. Come back here and get a picture with me.
Great job. Good job.
Yeah, I was like that with my juggling performances. Yeah, I got the same reaction from Miss Wendy.
Why you were
Yeah. Yeah, the first time I just one time when I was juggling performance, I was sensing now.
help with the cake Yeah, why would
Yeah, sort of. You might